I listen to that song 1,000 times a day. Well, before we get started, I know what everyone's thinking in this room. I look like Matt Damon. I can tell you, I'm the poor Matt Damon. I do not have a nickel to my name. And I have the bank records to know. I look at it every single day. It's sad. So, before we get started, I just also wanted to give you, I wanted to let you know, you will not turn autistic at the end of this event. And if you find this very cringeworthy, well, hold on to your cringeworthy faces because it's only going to get worse from here as the night progresses. So, as you can tell, well, before also I want to make a notice. You might notice that I might start and stop and start during sentences. And the reason why, has anybody ever here played Scrabble before? Well, you know that little Scrabble bag? Well, my brain is like the Scrabble bag, trying to put tiles together one tile at a time. Unless you're like me, who has the special kind of luck, who gets like at least 6 E's each time I play. And of course my grandma cheats at Scrabble with this dictionary. Shh, don't tell her I said that. Okay, fine, you can tell her. I already tell her every single time I see her, so. So, my journey begins I grew up in this town called Melbourne, New Jersey. It's obviously on everyone's bucket list to see before they hit the ground. You can literally drive right by it. Well, what makes my journey very unique is the day that I was, born, my mom had an emergency C-section, and I came out not breathing. Basically, I was blue. Not blue like a Smurf, but just blue. So my parents took me to a lot of appointments, countless appointments, doctor after doctor, specialist after specialist, and only one doctor actually gave my parents good advice. Ironic. And this one doctor's advice says, take Jimmy home and enjoy him. And that's what they did. Though I think the line was a little corny because it reminded me of something in a Disney movie. So my parents discovered that I was different and unique because I was not meeting my milestones growing up. I was not able to walk at a certain age, talk, or pretty much anything growing up. And my parents were worried that I was never going to talk. Well, I can tell you, they wish today I would shut up. And that's why I'm up here speaking, and it all makes sense now. So my parents, somehow some person came up with these guidelines, like, you have to meet this milestone, you have to meet this milestone. I wonder who people create these milestones. We set people up at a young age to fail and whatnot. That's not how it should work. Everybody's unique and learns differently. I like to see I bet you each one of you here tonight learns differently. Visually, audio, no, that's not a word, screw it. Just go with it, just keep going with it. So basically, I learn by a mix of things. Some people have to show me, some people I have to sometimes listen, sometimes I have to do all three, and sometimes it just turns out to be a big cluster at the end of it anyway. I mean, just take a look at me in karate at sometimes in the advanced karate class where it looks very, very sad. So Some of the specialists my parents took me to, they were worried that I was never going to be able to live independently. They gave me my parents a long list of things I won't be able to do, like tie my own shoes. Which is funny because, now we have all slip-on shoes, and so I'm so glad that they had to worry about that. Well, I was diagnosed with this thing called persuasive developmental disorder, none otherwise specified. And it basically, it's PDD and NOS. Basically, they might as well said I was a robot. Which I guess they kind of predicted the future, because I do have a small little device to help me in my ear that is sort of robotic-ish, so I guess they predicted the future a little bit. Now, if only they could predict me to give me $1 million, that would be nice. So, growing up on the spectrum, it kind of feels like a lonely ride sometimes. I had a few select friends, I call them my best friends. Didn't know if I didn't fit in many ways whatsoever. It just one thing after another thing. Let's just say my schools did a great job of pointing that I was different and treated me differently. And I had other people who treated me differently. I'm not going to name any names. But I can tell you they're not here tonight, so. But one of the things that helped me through the dark space that I was in at the time, growing up, was, how I got into karate was, I'm sure a lot of people who got into karate see the original Karate Kid movies, and I'm not talking the one about Jaden Smith. That was just horrible. So the first time I remember going to karate and meeting my sensei, I was scared to go on the mat. I didn't want to go on the mat. My parents basically had to force me on the mat. And it was like, Jimmy, come on, go on the mat, go on the mat. I kept on saying no. I was like, I'm too scared to go on the mat. My sensei came over to me, he just picked me on the mat and just threw me on the mat, and he's like, you enjoy this. Well, 19 plus years later, I'm in karate and I'm still kicking butt. That was not supposed to happen. Technology, when it works, when it's great, and it stinks when it doesn't. I also joined piano recitals, piano classes, though my dad would say I was not really good at piano, especially my last recital that let's just say I bombed at chopsticks and I never went back. I can tell you I'll never play for you ever, so. And one of the things that also made it hard for me to connect with people, I had hearing aids, and I still do, but for other purposes at the moment. So the connection was off, and also I basically kind of felt like E.T., and I also felt like a tea kettle at time because my hearing aids whistled every single time when I get clogged with wax. I mean, seriously, why would anybody put whistling in your ear? It's annoying. So growing up, during the time when I was just trying to find my way into society as a kid, didn't come easily. I was bullied for 9+ years straight. It wasn't just kids, some of them was a teacher or two. And no, I'm not gonna go on any rants, I promise you that. But it affected my self-esteem and mental health after a while. There's times where my parents had to force me out of bed to go to school. Okay, to be honest, who really wanted to go to public school anyway? So, unfortunately, even though I was loving karate classes and whatnot, I had to make a very, very hard choice, which bummed me out. I had to leave karate for 10 plus years because I have spinal stenosis in my neck, which basically makes it me hard to move it left, right, up and down, and just living with it every single day can be annoying, to say the least, and that's an understatement. Basically, there's some days where if I sleep on it wrong, it can. Basically, if I sleep on it wrong, I can barely move my neck the next day. And one of my doctors said to me, and I quote, he might as well just gave me the middle finger instead. He said, even if you got neck surgery, it would not be cured whatsoever. And I was like, can you just give me 2 middle fingers instead? I was like, can you be any more blunt, please? I guess you can, gee, I wonder if I should have become a doctor because I'm pretty blunt too, so. I guess what I reap, what I sow. Oh well. So, but thankfully over those tough times going to school and a lot of depression and anxiety from bullying, from kids and professors, teachers, they basically, in high school I struggled with depression, and even now, here and there. And but luckily, I remember me and my dad were watching TV one night, and we saw this info commercial. Yes, I know, they don't exist anymore. Thanks to you for streaming, you did something well. Me and my dad found this P90X, which is a workout program for 90 straight days. I did it twice. One, because I needed to lose weight. At the time, I was 180 pounds, and I think that was almost the cutoff line for the obesity for my age group. Yeah, it's been one too many years, so don't quote me on that. So basically, I lost 30 pounds with P90X, and I've been working out since. And I found working out has been my way to deal with depression and help me through my depression and keeping me on an even keel. And I work out very consistently. I pretty much work out 6 to 7 times a week. Probably because I'm also insane too. I learned also when I left high school and graduated, I started to become advocating for others because there's not many people who have a voice out there, especially in the autism community, and just in general, who is willing to kind of stick it to. I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway, to insurance companies or to any company. And I promise I won't go on any rants. I'm not here to rant. At least I'm trying not to. You know how much energy it's taken me not to rant up here? I'm holding everything back, trust me. So, I enrolled in college back in 2015, and I can tell you, my parents have said I've been there one too many years, and I jumped 5 different majors, and my parents like, can you hurry up? When are you gonna graduate? I have friends that tell me constantly, it's like, so when are you gonna graduate? I'm just going for a piece of paper. I'm already doing my career here. Thank you very much. I'm just doing it just to prove people that I'm not another statistic on the spectrum to graduate from college. Most people don't on the spectrum because they're not getting the right support. College's support is very limiting when it comes to people on the spectrum, and plus they don't want to spend money, of course. It's not like they're not making any. So during the college, I started my own business. It started into just a self-improvement project, and somehow it magically grew to become a business that I've been running for 8 years. Now, I'm not going to mention the business here because I cannot say this on the recording, so shh. I'm not cutting that out, no. Me and video editing, no. That's like finding, no, it's just terrible. So my brand is about celebrating individually on the spectrum and all the diversity on the spectrum, and taking all these stories, putting them on my shows, my live streams, my podcasts. And I got into podcasting because, one, I like to talk, and two, well, a lot of all these professionals will charge thousands and thousands of dollars, and I get to get expert knowledge for free for a whole hour on my show. That sounds fun. And plus, then I don't have to shut up either, so it's my own show. So on the spectrum, I can become very overloaded with information at times. Like, let's just say sometimes my parents can tend to throw a lot of information at me, and my mom's like, Jimmy, did you hear me? Did you know this? Did you know that? And I'm like, slow down, he's like speaking in Spanish. I don't know what you're saying half of the time. And so how I manage my overload, I take breaks throughout the day, here and there, short, sometimes long, because too much information at me, my brain shuts down, and I become like the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz and become useless. Though my dad says I'm pretty much useless anyway, so. Thank you. I also use a bunch of different tools on my computer, like block scheduling in my calendar, and it's overkill with all the notifications I get, but I'm not very productive otherwise if I don't have a schedule. And then I also use tools to help me block out content on YouTube, so I'm not on YouTube all day. Yes, I know people love cat videos. I can't watch all the cat videos. I'll just go crazy. Okay, I'm a little crazy. Shh, don't tell anybody. So what I learned from karate is that everybody's unique. Everybody's unique, have their own challenges. Doesn't matter where you're from, where you live. That's what I enjoy about karate. Everybody wears the same uniform. We might have different belts, but we all have the same respect for each other. And we also like to kick each other's butts, which happened last night multiple times. So, one of my most important things I've learned from my sensei over the years that I've known for 19 years, and there's a lot of times where we say to each other, how many years do we know each other? I think we have already, I know I keep track sometimes, but there's sometimes we just both say, one too many years, and he says, can I get rid of you? And it's like, well, my parents tried, but here I am. Can't get rid of me. They'd be lost without me. Plus, I have all the passwords, so. And it's fun to screw with them, too, so. I also learned through karate to advocate for myself. So when I need something from my sensei, I don't ask anybody else to go do it for me. I go talk to him directly, even though he's a 5th degree black belt and can destroy me in every single which way. Soothing. And it kind of also sort of and not sort of help at the same time, because my sensei also has my dad's personality. Grew up in this, he grew up in the same city, and he has the same personality, and he doesn't like the Eagles either. So I'm a New York Giants fan, so I say it there. And don't start singing the Eagles song, please do not. I can't stand that song, no offense. And the other thing I've learned through karate and everything else is to embrace my unique experience, embrace my authentic self, and feel good about myself and not feel like I have to change for others. I don't like when I have to change myself for others. Those people not meant to be in my circle of life, and people don't like it, well, bye. So my journey has been, well, I wouldn't say has been easy. People say I have stuff easy. I worked through, even though I've been up here talking and whatnot and sounds easy, I've been through hell and back over and over and over again. Nothing I said so far tonight has been easy. I've been through occupational therapy, physical therapy. I'm still in physical therapy with I hurt my wrist at least two to three times, and that's always fun. And I also hurt my knee from karate too, so that's what happens when you're into sports. And I also know for myself, that I need to be around people who accept me. Not everybody. I know I'm not for everybody. My personality, I don't mesh with many people. Oh well, no harm there. And I'd rather be around people who accept me for who I am and what I do. I'm not looking to impress anybody. Just be happy with who I am and where I am today. I didn't get to where I am today without my friends, family, and whatnot. I wouldn't be here today, speaking here up here without them. Our differences is what makes us extraordinary. I believe everybody who learns differently and accepts people who is different is extraordinary, because at the end of the day, we're all human. Yeah, we have different opinions, but who doesn't? Who cares our opinions? We're still human. And it's like, I don't seem eye to eye with many of my friends on certain topics, but we don't talk about the certain topics. And if we do talk about a certain topic, I said, look, I don't like anybody on a certain topic. Now, I'm not going to say that typical topic, but you probably can all guess in your head of what I'm thinking, but I'm not going to say that out loud, because I'm sure somebody's going to boo and hiss at me at some point. So, fun fact, at the moment currently, there's 1 in 31 children in the U.S. diagnosed with the autism spectrum disorder. My journey represents one of those stories. But at the time, I think it was 1 in 1,500, I believe, that was diagnosed when I was in 3rd grade. Well, actually, that was in 1993. That was 1 in 1,500. I forget all this. Yeah, it became more and more towards the 2000s, and then here we are, 1 in 31. Amazing. And did you know, over 60% of autistic children experience bullying, leading to increased anxiety, depression. My experience is one of the reflections of that, and kind of still haunts me today as a never-ending reminder in my head, because my head is also a replay reel that I can remember lines from movies, TV shows, and whatnot, which align with a lot of my speech today. Clearly, I have not seen one too many movies in my lifetime. And another fun fact is, autistic adults are higher risk for mental health issues, but with determination, community acceptance, self-advocacy, and myself, find paths to thrive in today's society, which has not been very, very easy. I wish I could say being up here is very, very easy, but thanks to my improv class, here I am today. So, with increasing awareness and support, more autistic individuals are finding their voice, whether it's by using digital products like text-to-speech and whatnot. But we're finding our voice, and we're trying not to destroy our families online. Well, at least that's what's according to the RFK Jr. We're destroying our families. So, what we need to do is we need to continue to build an inclusive world for people, those with extra challenges. I'm tired of having to fit in everyone else's world. You should fit in mine too. It should be a handshake. I shouldn't have to go pretend and put my mask on to feel like, hey, let me fit in your society. Everybody wants me to change for them, but they don't change for me. I have to go fit in everyone else's rules. Let's try and fit a square peg in a round hole. Have you tried that lately? It doesn't work. So at times like this, especially when I get to speak in public and on my podcast, it reminds me of the song by Keith Urban called Days Go By. And listen to it, I always remember all the times growing up, friends, family members, and whatnot, and where I've come today, because, I wouldn't be here without all my friends and family. To be honest, there's some days I think I shouldn't even be up here, standing up here. There's people who have more severe challenges than I do, and luckily I'm one of them who don't have it severe, but I feel bad for those who don't, who have it more severe than me. And I appreciate for those who accept me, and so, yeah, I definitely love this song, so